and the box up there, open it. Make a niche for yourself in aquaculture. Sky is not your limit, it's your beginning. This is question and answer time. If you have any question from the teacher, please, if you have any question, signify. Thank you, madam. Please come forward.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Tobi Reja. I teach in Honeyland College. A recent graduate from University of Lagos Biology, and I just recently completed my youth service too. So we know that the economy of the country right now is making it difficult to sustain a standard life in some particular career like teaching. The income sometimes is not enough, especially for a young person trying to, create a future for himself or herself. So how do we, as a teacher now, how can I integrate this fishery into my teaching that I can make extra income, and knowing that teaching is a very demanding occupation. You are there 24/7, you are building someone else's life, so you have to, face it squarely. How do I manage my time, and how do I get enough capital to start a business like this? That's my question.
Thank you. I don't know who would like to. Okay. Next for me. More. Okay. Okay. Any other person? Teacher? Are you a teacher? A copper? Okay, come forward.
Good afternoon. My name is Ilyesomi. I'm an IT student here in the Nigerian Promotion Council, Lagos School Campus. Is there any challenges in fisheries or aquaculture?
Thank you. Any other person? Teacher? Okay. I'm coming to the couple and I'm coming to the student. Nobody must be left out.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Esther Marshall, a teacher from Corona Schools. I heard that, someone mentioned that fisheries and aquaculture is now a wide subject. But I think it's yet to get to secondary schools because we still have just biology and agriculture. So, but it's not very popular, actually. So I think maybe if there's a way we can make it more, maybe sensitization to schools or something, so that it's included in students' course outline. So.
Thank you. Kopa, any question? Okay, please come forward.
My question is this. I'm already in the maritime sector. I read maritime transport and business management. But then I have been thinking of, I want to further, but I didn't know the course to choose. But then, already being in maritime transport and business management, picking fishery as under the blue economy, this thing, I think fishery is completely out of the context. But then it's still the marine. I saw marine engineering, nautical science and the rest. But fishery sounds like it's completely different from maritime transport and business management. Although they sound like they're related and it's under the same business. Would that be an option?
I will take your question myself. Any other person? Okay, student. Anybody with questions? Okay. There is a fourth question. So the first speaker will answer the question. Thank you, ma'am. You will take the first one.
Okay. Quickly about the time management with what you do in business. I think firstly, you need to be sure of where your interest lies in fisheries. When I started with doing the business. Later on, I've garnered so much information about it that I started training in fisheries, in the processing line, which is my own comfort zone. So you need to ask yourself those questions. What are you comfortable with? Do you have that time to want to come and learn how to produce fish, or to come and process fish, or you just want to market it? You just want to sell it? Because you've talked about the economy and all of that. So it's an inward question you need to ask yourself. Know your strength, where you can play it, and then you find a way to merge that. So that's just my response to your question. Was the moderator saying I could take all the questions, or okay, the second man, the IT guy, your question is so vague because you said challenges in fisheries and agriculture. There are a whole lot of challenges, but it's not, you need to be specific on what aspects of the challenges you're asking about. Then it helps us to narrow down and respond to that question. There are a whole lot of challenges in fisheries and agriculture, a bunch of them. We have so many, what's it called? If it's in the business line of it, during hatchery, nobody tells you it's 100 over 100. By the time you're hatching the fish, just one small thing, it goes up. In production, maybe your water is contaminated, all your fish can die. In processing, maybe I slip off, the fish in my oven will be born. So, in marketing, if you're not handling the fish well, everything will crumble. So there are a whole lot of challenges. There's no free lunch in Freetown. So I think that suffices. And then for school sensitization, I think we can't do everything by ourselves. Now you know about it. Say it to somebody else. Like that, information dissemination goes on. We can't go back to the Ministry of Education and say, oh, we need to make so much noise about it. But this way, that 1-2 people know about it, the more we talk about it, it gets all over. But I just heard now that it's been around for 3 years. I think I heard about it just last year. So you can imagine if it's been around for 3 years, it's probably been missing something in the curriculum or something. Yes, I have a postgraduate degree in teaching, so I know what you mean. And recently I saw that in textbooks now, you already have the breakdown of the subjects you need to take along. So I think let's just keep talking about it. Okay, you said you take the maritime question, so let me allow you.
No.
Okay.
Go ahead.
It's very possible. You know, in fisheries, one of the initial problem I had was transport. Because I realized if I carry my fish in Marwa, most of it died before I get to my house. Initially, it didn't make any sense to me. And when the fish is dead, you can't process it. You cannot process it under the normal what's it called? So I had to think about it. That was when I realized there's actually a model of transporting fish from wherever you're carrying it. Yes, there's a model at which you have to transport the fish. I sell fresh fish from our waters too. If I have to buy fish, I go as far as New Busa to go and buy fish. It has to be transported from New Busa to Lagos. So don't say, how do you merge it? It's also fisheries. Every single thing has its processes and models around it, how it needs to be done. So it's not taken out of it. You have so much juggled together. I think I'll take a session with you sometime, if I can still see you around. We'll talk about it, and there are ways you can merge everything together and come up with something awesome. Thank you.
Let me quickly read this question so that from our iTable, the person that will pick it will know. Somebody has said, until now, I have a little education about fishery activities. I studied a distinct course, accounting. Choosing a fish production as a side business again. How does one kickstart the business? Even in an area with no river or any water body, do I need to dig a portion of land for me to make habitation for the fish? Please, how do I make the production pool in area with no water body? Since I can't afford to go into a large-scale fishery business in the short run. That's somebody's concern. I would like to introduce a very important person, a VIP person. Our regional manager to be Busa. Nigeria Export Promotion Council. You are welcome, Daddy. You are welcome, sir. You are welcome, sir. Another question. Does architectural and mechanical engineering play any role in aquaculture? The second one is, does fishery aquaculture pay as much as other blue collar jobs? My organ, this one is for you. Or are there any that do? I would like to drop the mic for all my organs.
Let me start from the third question. If it feels like any other blue collar job, and I'll tell you of an interaction I had with my daughter. She looked at me and said, "Daddy, why did you do accounting? Why did you do medicine? Why did you choose fisheries?" I said, "Why do you ask?" She said, "It's like those ones, they bring better money." I said, "I did fisheries. And you are a graduate today. Fisheries paid your school fees." Yes. You know, you went to a school, a private university, where you wrote through that with other students. Fisheries took you there. So my profession is not less than any other profession that you have, you know, whether in Nigeria or anywhere in the world. As you know, a fisheries person, I am a professional. Okay, I'm a professional. I am a consultant. You consult me to get information, and that's where it's a business also. If you don't know, on its own consulting. Okay, engineering in fisheries also is also a major business, also a major activity within the value chain. In most government contracts today, before it is awarded, the design must be done. An architect will have done the design of the facility. Presently, we are designing a fish processing center, and a consulting company is doing the design of the fish processing plant, doing the bill of estimates before the contract is awarded. And as soon as they conclude, they get paid as some serious money. Okay, so if you're an architect, your course, you can come to play within fish and aquaculture. It's open for you to play in. And it's a profession on its own also that can give you guaranteed income for everything that you do, or every profession that you are into. All that is required is your commitment to it. If you are committed to your profession and you are good at what you are doing, you're not just there. You are good at it. You have exercised yourself. You have trained yourself. You have built your capacity to deliver, and you stand out. Of course, the sky, like she said, will be the beginning for you. So that's my advice to you. Be good at it, and then you will earn income like any other profession will be. All right. Now let me take this one quickly. The first one about how do I get started in the business. The first thing is get knowledge, acquire knowledge, go for training. Don't just start because you have the money or the wherewithal. Be very sure of what you are going into and go for good training in that area. Get exposed, get a mentor, somebody who's already there that will tell you all the pitfalls, all the integrity, and give you all the information that you need to know about that business before you go into it. It's very, very, a very, very good starting point for you. So that's my advice to you that you want to start. Just go for training. And don't just go to all those factories and say, earn 10 billion, 2 billion per annum, per month on the newspapers. Go for quality training from qualified people within the industry. That's what I will say to you. And also to the teacher about fisheries. not being popular in schools. My cousin teaches fisheries, although in the public school, and she started this more than 3 years ago because she's an agri teacher, and then she became saddled responsibility of teaching the subject of fisheries. So she had to call me to come explain certain things to her, and that's how I got to know that it's now a wide subject, okay, in secondary school. Now, the starting point for most private schools will be where the teachers themselves actually get to know it and begin to speak about it to students. Like we're done here, here's the starting point. Going back home to school, let's continue the conversation within the school, set up the clubs, set up information sharing platforms within schools. Okay, within schools, you start off with there and then begin to share the information. Little by little, the interest will be generated among the students. And then, of course, you can now register them for why. Because somebody must be willing to take up the subject before you now register them for why. That's how it starts. Okay, for the business, who says little capital, little money, start small. Okay, don't just start big, start small. If all you can do is to rear 200 fish in a small cubicle, in a small container, start small. If your hatchery is just to produce, maybe 5,000 juvenile for one little room in your apartment, start from there, grow the business, understand the pitfalls, overcome the pitfalls, and grow your business. Now, if you are private school that will want help in terms of sensitization, we can do that within the Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries Department, right to the Commissioner of Agriculture, request for assistance to sensitize, within schools. We will be ready to do that for you.
I think I can just add my voice. Number one, how do I cope as a teacher? If you're a good teacher, the students will like you. Your question and answer solution. The question something. Not only that, if you're a good teacher in school A, school B, we want to come for you. If you teach maths, biology, yes. When we are in secondary school, we have one book. If you use that book, if you don't get 1, 2, or 3 in biology, you didn't study. So you can use that angle to map out yourself before you know schools are shopping for you. You didn't say amen? Okay, the next one, challenge. My brother, there's challenge in every business, but challenge is what? Opportunity. Like she talk of our fish dying now. If you see how they transport fish in Thailand, you know that we are playing. We have not even woken up. Okay, the other person talk about for curriculum. Please, this NGO is good. You can be smart about it. Teach TTT. You can write it down. Train the trainer. No, train the teachers in fisheries and aquaculture. By the time you take 100 teachers in Lagos State and they are trained and they become competent, when their WAEC next year come out, you see all of them getting A in fisheries and aquaculture. And that can come out also as a group. Therefore, let me not talk of the account person. No, he have told you what to do. But when you are doing your training, do hands-on. Hands-on will help you. Then engineering, we have what is called aquaculture engineering. And in hydrology is talking about the water and its usage and all that in a more technical terms. There's a lot of engineering. There's something called oceaneering, underwater engineering, that is related to maritime business. Then my sister that says she did, what is it again? Maritime transport. You can be a manager. Let me see her face. You can be a manager at the jetty. You can do logistics. You know what is logistics? In fish transportation, even those who export smoked fish, you can be a logistic manager. Before you go, you collect all the information, build it up, rebrand it. When people export through you, they make some money and they will pay you. Then, free economy job. The best place to be is in the free economy job. I am there. I will just give you this short story. I went to Total once. We always play with ourselves. I went to Total. Somebody invited me. By the time we finish what we are doing, a company met me and now asked me a question. They are having problem. I freely gave, just explained to them and left. 2 days after, I received a alert. Beep, 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 beep. I will tell you how much they sent. I called my wife and said, come, this is 419. This month they sent me now. This is 419. I received another text. What did the text say? Did you receive any amount of money? Text, how much? No, they said, I said yes. They now text another one, how much? I gave them, they said thank you. Till today, the money enter my pockets. So don't determine where you are going from where you are. Just determine around you. Finish that place and take the next step. Are you okay?
Thank you very much.